Happy weekend, everyone. Today's cryptocurrency is Verasity, ticker code VRA. Big shout out to Jaban and Dooley for recommending this cryptocurrency. If you want me to review your cryptocurrency honestly, fairly, unbiasedly, leave a comment down below. There is a little bit of a backlog happening at the moment, but thank you all for your recommendations. Really appreciate it. This isn't a channel where I just say your coin's going to million X by the end of the month, promising you're going to be billionaires. So I will cover every single crypto honestly and fairly. I'll compare it to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and give you some price predictions. And that's exactly what we're going to do today with Verasity. So let's have a look at my chart layout and I'll go through it one by one. First of all, let's have a look at the major retracement areas. So that would be these numbers here. Now, obviously we have a big downturn from the high that we put in. A lot of cryptos have done that. That's nothing new to Verasity, but I don't like it because we have dipped a little bit too far below. More on that later. So where do I want to see long-term where Verasity would go? I want to see it go to this 50% level at, call it 4.7 cents, 4.8 cents almost. And you can see there's some resistance in these areas here. So this is why the 50% tool is so good, coinciding with some very, very good resistance areas to have a look at Verasity if it can gain momentum. If Verasity was able to pop above it and find support, that'd be a sign of strength. But at the moment, we're still a ways away from it. Let's have a look at the short term. That would be this yellow area here. This is the very short term 50% level. And you can see once again how good the 50% mark is. So big shout out to Jason and Michael Pizzino. They talk about this ratio a lot and how well it works in cryptocurrencies. And I find it very, 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 very useful myself. And already you can see how much it's respected the 50%, almost on point, 50% rejection back down. Managed to get up, good clean close above it, but managed not to find support on it. Back down, and again we'll face resistance on the short term, going back again at the minor 50% at, call it 2.5 cents. I've drawn my trend line here, so that's the teal color, and that is the macro trend line that I'm looking at. Obviously I want to see a break, so first it has to get past its medium 50% or short-term 50% mark, which again is here, and then I want to see it have a nice good break against it, against these old tops that we just put in just a few days ago. Let's have a look at volume to see how interested the whales are in VRA. I always say this every video, you need to look at volume. There are plenty of YouTube channels that don't talk about volume. They just do basic horizontal lines talking about basic support and resistance. That's a good starting point, but if you really want to see the genuine interest in your crypto, you need to have a look at volume. And I say it time and time again, fundamentals are fantastic, but your crypto can have the best fundamentals in the world, best management team. But if you've got no volume, it means that your coin is not going to go up in value. If you want to support the project and you want to support them and you believe it with all your heart, go for it. But for me, I'm in the market to make money. I want to get ahead in my financial position in the real world. And for me, investing into crypto is a really good way to do that. So I want to see this crypto having good volume, good spreads, good closes, and we'll have a look at Verasity to see that. So there's a few dates you're looking at. The first one is you're looking at about January 24th. This was a day a lot of cryptos bottomed out. And then February 24th is another day that was the Russia and Ukraine invasion day. A lot of cryptos tanked, shares, obviously everything tanked that day just because of the fear in the market. What I don't like about Verasity is that you can see we put a lower low a month later. If we have a look at, say, this is FTT, and you will see here, this was January 24th, that was the low. And then if you have a look at February 24th, you can see higher one. And then if you have a look at, say, March 7th-ish, this was another date that a lot of cryptos had bottomed out. You can see we had a higher low. So even though there's a lot of fear in the market, FTT was able to do it brilliantly. Another example, let's have a look at Ethereum Classic. This is another one that I said I was quite bullish on because it looked really good. So 24th of January, we had the low, then February 24th, we had the low, and then we had, that sort of March 10th-ish area where we had another low, but you can see the lows got higher. And then we had a big pull up, managed to have a bit of consolidation before breaking down slightly, and perfect bounce off the 50%. That's what I look for in my charts. I look for something textbook just like that. And look at that. You can see the volume. You can see the breakout, get it confirmed. The sell-off, people taking their profit, but you can see it didn't break down past these important levels here beyond the 50%. If we have a look at, say, something like Phantom, this is one that broke down very, very badly and I got out of my position almost immediately. We have January 24th, or roughly around that date, that would be here. Then we had February 24th, that would be here. And then we had that March sort of 10th, 15-ish area where that would be this area where we got lower. So you got the lowers got lower, and then we had the pull up, found support at the 50, broke down below it, looks weak. So that's what I'm looking for in my alts, just for some comparison, not just willy-nilly talking about it. So hopefully these examples help. Let me know in the comment section if just showing you examples like that really did help you understand what I'm looking for on a chart. So having a look again at Verasity, January 22nd, 24th, we got the low. February 24th, we got the lower low, but thankfully in March, we got a higher low, indicating that this crypto was moving and we had some volume coming in just very recently. It's not the worst crypto I've seen, but it's not the best one either. I showed you some examples of ones that I'm looking for. Short term might might be something to be looking at. Like I said, there's just stronger cryptos out there. There's over 10,000 cryptos. Of course, there's stronger ones out there, but I wouldn't completely write this off. I need it to break through its 50%, break through the trend, and start going against its major 50%. But if you have your own characteristics that you're looking for, or own things that you're looking for in a chart, by all means, go with your playbook. But this is what I'm looking at. Not the worst chart again, but not the best one either. Probably below average in my opinion against its USD value. Let's have a look at some price predictions. So again, I talked about the major 50% being at, almost call it 4.8 cents. And then of course, after that, we have the 665 mark, which would come in at 5.75 cents, call it. And that would coincide with some areas here. And then we had the 666 mark, which would be about 6 cents. And you can see that would be this part. So look for that area between the 666 mark and the 625 mark being a severe area of resistance for Verasity should it get there. Of course, the resistance only gets harder the higher it goes, because more profit targets are getting hit and more sell-offs are getting hit and more orders are getting fulfilled. Not enough money to replenish it. Not enough orders to replenish it. That's just generally what happens with the market overall. There are people buying right now, hoping that it's going to sell off here, and they're going to take their profits here, and by the time it gets here, retail's already FOMO'd into it, and they're going to get dumped on again. Generally, that's what happens. So again, final area would be 875 mark at 7.5 cents. And that would coincide with these areas here before going at the 875 mark, coming in at roughly 7.7 cents. That would come into this area. And then we have the 1 mark coming at the all-time high at almost 9 cents. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of my price predictions. Wait for it. But I wouldn't really be holding my breath. I don't think it's going to hit those marks anytime soon. Of course, that's not to say next week some whale just puts $5 million on Verasity and just explodes the price. No method in the world can predict that human behavior element of it, and I want to stress that importance. Let's have a look at Verasity against its Ethereum value to compare its relative strength. So here we are on Coin Codex. I ping all of these values to its Ethereum value, and a coin needs to be able to outperform Ethereum for me personally, for me to really consider it. If we have a look at Verasity, rank 370, you can see underperformed to Ethereum across the board. 24 hours underperformed to Ethereum by 4%. 7 days, almost 8% underperformed to Ethereum. 1 month, 9.45%. 3 months underperformed almost by 10%, 6 months 53%, year to date 21%, and 1 year 57%. So you can see on the higher time frames, ETH just destroys this, and a lot of cryptos go through this, right? These are all compared to the Ethereum value. Now let's have a look at Verasity against its Ethereum value on a chart to see how it looks like. Here we have Verasity against its Ethereum, just some basic 50% levels. Of course, the major 50% coming right here. You can see I had a few up thrusts and a few times it tried to get up there. Of course, wasn't able to, broke down. Looks like some level of support is coming in because you're starting to see these lows start to form a little bit here. So a bit of consolidation happening here. And of course, like I mentioned, you want the yellow minor 50% area to be there. And you can see some rejection happening at the moment there. So not looking the best against Ethereum. Let's have a look at Verasity against its Bitcoin value to see how it turns up against Bitcoin. We know that generally Ethereum outperforms it, but let's have a look at Verasity against Bitcoin value. Here we go again. Wedge broke it, fantastic. Got some higher highs. So again, consolidation, got some higher highs, maybe some more consolidation before we get up to the major 50% against this BTC value. And of course, like always, you can expect some resistance at the major 50%. Does it mean Verasity is worse than Bitcoin and Ethereum? At the moment, yes, it does. Yes, it does. So you can invest into Bitcoin or Ethereum and you'll probably get better returns right now than Verasity, and especially in the long run. So I say almost every video, you're better off investing into Ethereum or Bitcoin than Verasity, and you'll probably get better gains. Unless you're looking for a trading opportunity, then anything goes. Go buy your textbook. I personally wouldn't find a trading opportunity with Verasity, but of course it's your playbook and your money and you can do whatever you'd like. It's not financial advice. In summary, it's a good crypto. I think the fundamentals are pretty good. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not one of the best things are. Like I said, it's below average and I would be steering away from it personally. If you have some, I think you might have a bit of a run in the few days, but like a lot of alts, your value is really determined by Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes, your alt will run. But what I look for in my channel, I look for the alt to really outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum and generally do their own thing or outperform those two. If your crypto is following Bitcoin's path, you don't want it to lag too far behind. You want it to at least keep up to date with Bitcoin. And as we can see with Verasity, it's actually falling behind Bitcoin and Ethereum's value. So that's just where it is at the moment. Hopefully this video helped. It's just an honest take, so I hope I haven't stepped on anyone's toes there. Again, give me your cryptocurrency you want me to review. Have a good weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Until then, I will catch you on the next video.